48 car. He's moving up to the high side. He gets pinched up. He can't get back in. Look at Jeff Gordon in a 24 car making a run on the high side.
See, all that blocking is what I was talking about in the opening. Michael had to block Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson got to block Tony. Tony's got to, all that blocking is what causes his contact.
Here comes Harvick to the outside. He's going to take it to Junior and take the lead.
And he's got a push from Casey Mears in the 41 car. Mark Martin in the 6 as well. But Dale Earnhardt Jr., he has his teammate on the bottom side, Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, these restarts don't seem to be very good for him.
I think the biggest thing we've got with 8 laps to go, we got 3 hungry guys up there that wants to get the victory lane first through third.
As a matter of fact, I heard Junior tell in the interview say, you know, sometimes I get a little relaxed on the restarts.
Picked a bad time to relax. Mark Martin still in contention. Gordon and Earnhardt side by side. Waltrip and Johnson behind them. Burton and McMurray behind them.
But I think one of the hungriest guys is Mark Martin in that 6 car, just like Rusty Wallace was last week at Martinsville.
Casey Mears running in second. His prior best finish here, 37. Now he's in a position to maybe win it.
Yeah, and I don't think that, you know, Harvick or Casey, either one, is going to give up very easily. I don't know. I think that my pulse is coming.
That 8 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr., too far back now.
Still got him clear, both of his clear high.
I don't think he...
Keep him coming. You got Jeff Gordon looking up the middle.
You made the run, Darrell. It only took him a half a lap.
Oh, man, I can't believe Junior dove down and left Michael hanging.
Nine's on the bottom by himself, 2 wide behind the 29.
And Michael Waltrip's backing up. He's back to about 10th spot.
Yeah, well, he and Dale Jr. are up on the outside together.
I mean, we got 140,000 people here with 5.5 laps to go. Nobody's sitting down.
Whoa, Gordon way to the bottom of the racetrack, and Jimmy Johnson comes right up the bumper of Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Gordon gets the lead. But can he keep it?
No, he can't. That 8 car is just so strong, they can make a run on him, and obviously they can get to... Oh, boy. That was almost a disaster.
Yes,
that looked like
was.
a Tony Stewart deal there.
5 laps to go this time.
Well, I got to say, this is the best race I've seen here in a long time.
Darrell, Dale Earnhardt Jr., that 8 car was sideways off turn 4. I don't even think he ever got out of the throttle.
Couldn't.
No, lifters are losers here.
That's it.
Robbie Gordon in the mix now in 5th place, that bright orange singular car.
Trying to get up with his teammate.
Kevin Harvick.
But look at the outside line. Jamie McMurray in the 42 car. Michael Waltrip in the 15. He's fighting his way back up.
Gordon inches ahead.
Right there is where Junior is so strong. Sailing off into the
trouble.
turn.
1 car around, and it's Brian Vickers.
All right, the caution is out. And we are past the red flag lap. We are past the red flag lap. But remember, the field was frozen when the caution flag came out.
And who at that moment was the leader? We'll have to go back and see.
It would be obviously either Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 or Jeff Gordon in the 24.
Cardale Jr. I don't know. I don't know if they have to go green-white checker if he can get up to speed as quick as some of these other guys seem to be able to.
Even though NASCAR was sorted out, as you see these 2 guys behind the pace car, both of them want up there. They want behind. They want to be the first car behind that pace truck.
We are at a point where the red flag would no longer be displayed to stop this race, sort things out. They do announce in the drivers' meeting the last lap on which that could happen, and we have passed that point. So either we gather the field up for a restart, or they take a look at how they were running at the moment of caution to decide the finish.
And when you are challenging the call, you pull up beside the guy. So how many challenges do we have here?
Jeff Gordon will be the leader.
And I think they just told the crowd that too.
Scoreboard has not yet changed to reflect that, but that is what we're being told as of the moment of caution. The question will be, can we get restarted?
I think we're going to have a green, white, and checker. That's the way it's looking to me.
Well, to do that, Darrell, they'd have to give 1 to go when they come past the start line, and we're not seeing that indication.
Yeah, this is...
We're now on 3 to go.
We can come by the next time, and I don't know. Don't look like we're going to make it.
If they give them 1 to go next time, that means we would have a 1-lap shootout.
So now, here's
Gordon.
Jeff Gordon leading, Harvick and Junior.
Yeah.
The Car is sideways. And in NASCAR's determination at the moment of caution, that's when they decide who is the race leader. Not at the instant the car spins, but when the caution is issued by the NASCAR officials next door and on the flag.
So we pretty much know if we're going to get back racing, we have to get one to go this next time.
Oh boy, that could be disastrous.
And for that to happen, NASCAR needs to make sure that the track is clear and that the field is aligned. And if they don't give a one to go, that would be it.
Yeah, we come in, next time by, we're coming to the white.
Again, let's show you what happens. Here are the leaders. There is the spin.
And you saw he was about a half a car length ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr. when Brian Vickers was completely sideways. Yellow light's already blinking.
That's the kind of finishes we have here. We normally just have them down here at the start-finish line. That was about a half a car length. And look at that car. Sides all beat in on it. Tires got the Goodyear rubbed off of them. But that baby's going to victory circle.
NASCAR instituted these rules more than half a season ago to freeze the field at the moment of caution to prevent racing back to the caution flag. There had been a gentleman's agreement in place not to race back unless you were challenging the leader. But as time went on and the pressure to win became great, NASCAR found that the gentleman's agreement had pretty much dissolved, and they needed to take action to ensure the safety of all the drivers on the racetrack, especially one that might have spun and found himself sitting facing the field as they came racing back to the caution flag. So that's why the change was made, in the interest of safety. And on balance, having had half a season to look at it, it was a good move.
Yeah, and it's a rarity. It has been in the past for us to end these races like this. It happens occasionally, and it's unfortunate.
Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Robbie Gordon, 5 Chevrolets lead the Fords of Mark Martin and Jeff Burton, the Dodges of Casey Mears and Jamie McMurray, and Bobby Labonte's Chevrolet. They will be the top 10 if they're able to complete this final lap at what looks like an agonizingly slow 70 miles per hour. White flag.
I'm sure NASCAR will have a lot of sorting out to do because we have 27 cars on the lead lap figuring out who finished where. But we had a lot of Fords that were strong today. Mark Martin, Jeff Burton, a lot of Dodges.
Still, you got to give a call to Mark Martin and Burton. Jeff Burton particularly. I mean, that team has struggled. And to get a top 10 today, a 7th place finish. Michael fell all the way back to 12th. Brendan gone. We didn't talk
at the back. Right now, he's being scored in 10th position in that 18 car.
Pole sitter Ricky Rudd will end up 16th or 17th here. Raw rookie Eric McClure in his first Cup start will finish on the lead lap, and it will be Chevrolet's 11th straight Talladega victory. Spencer,
they got the 21st spot there in the 4 car, so pretty good day for Morgan McClure. Kyle Petty up there in 24th. Schrader led the race there a little while, 23rd.
I'd say that's one happy group right there. Good job, guys. It's one of the fabricators who obviously plays a big role in a restrictor plate race car, the body, the aero side of it. And of course, the person these cautions hurt the most was Tony Stewart in that 20 car who was on the green flag lap.
Been perfect lately, so let's wait till I get that start-finish line. 4.
Tony Stewart will be 22nd. Just could not gain any ground after having to make that
debris all over the place out there. Just watch it.
That final stop. And that's what NASCAR was concerned about. A lot of debris on the racetrack.
Really all Budweiser cans.
However, that debris has come from that section of the grandstand. That's a sad commentary. The fans, of course, they want to see a green flag finish. Safety of the drivers, though, is paramount. And Jeff Gordon will win the Aaron's 499 over Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, and Robbie Gordon.
Go.
Jeff Gordon, whose luck this season hasn't been what he wished for, he was lucky and good.
Unbelievable, baby. Unbelievable.
The fans throwing debris out onto the track, upset with Jeff Gordon winning under the caution flag. And we'll hear from Jeff Gordon in just a moment. Let's rejoin Mike, Larry, and Darrell upstairs.
Chris, in a bizarre incident, after taking the checkered and caution flag together, Tony Stewart, in a bit. Here's Chris.
Earnhardt Jr. for the most, Jeff Gordon came in tied with Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the most restrictor plate wins among active drivers with 6. He now has 7 after winning here. Let's go down to victory lane with Jeff and Matt Yoakum.
And the DEI Talladega streak ends at 5 as Jeff Gordon wins his first restrictor plate points paying race since this event back in the year 2000. A big win for the 24 guys. Despite how big to beat the DEI guys.
Woo, man, thank God somebody did. I didn't want to do it that controversial. I tell you, the Pepsi boys put it on the beer boys today, but I tell you what, wow, what an amazing day. What a great race. This package that we have here is incredible. I'm so happy that NASCAR's picked what they have here and makes for great racing, and it's about the safest thing as we could possibly have out there too. But man, I tell you what, it was hairy and just staying out of trouble. Got to thank DuPont, of course, Pepsi, GMAC, Quaker State. Who else do we have on here?
Well, Papa Joe called from the hospital. He could not believe how exciting that win was.
Well, we've been trying to get one for Papa Joe, and I know Rick and Papa Joe are watching back to hospital, boys. This one's for you, yes!
Long time since you've won a plate race, Jeff.
Long time since I've won a race, it seems like, but I can't think of a better one to win. You know, we run so darn good on the restrictor plate tracks, but those DEI guys have just been embarrassing us, and yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen there. I mean, I knew I got ahead of them, you know, going into 3. I couldn't pass them. I passed them, but I wasn't passing them. You know, and luckily right before I put the afterburner on, the caution must have come out. So I'm going to go with NASCAR on that one. I'm not sure if everybody here agrees, but I certainly do.
And there was a lot of debris out on that racetrack, too.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they were Pepsi cans or beer cans, but there was a lot of aluminum out there on the track, that's for sure. So I did a burnout over all those cans. And, man, I tell you what, it just feels great to get back to victory lane and to celebrate these guys right here. This is one awesome race team right here. Hendrick Motorsports, your whole entire organization, Robbie Loomis, Brian Weitzel. It's a phenomenal day for us.
Jeff Gordon scores his 3rd career Talladega win.
Well, in a real demonstration of class, Dale Earnhardt.
The video clearly showing, as we showed at the time, that Jeff Gordon was out in front when NASCAR made the decision. All right, fans are frustrated. Jeff Gordon is happy.
I want to congratulate my teammate for winning the race.
Thanks, Steve. 5th Talladega win for Rick Hendrick, 3 for Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte, and Ken Schrader have all won for Hendrick Motorsports. We would have loved to have seen a green flag finish, and I've always been proud of this sport's fans, but those folks in the grandstand, Darrell, I don't hold with that. Keep your stuff in the grandstand, no matter how you feel about it.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous situation, throwing stuff out on the racetrack.
With the fans, what I hate about that is they're taking it out by throwing stuff on the racetrack at guys in those race cars. Regardless whether we agree or disagree, finish this thing under caution, it's not those guys' fault. It's the people in NASCAR making the decisions. And like Jeff Hammond said, we have to live by it.
That's the worst thing I've seen all day right there.
Yep, I'm afraid so. Chris Myers.
All right, thanks. Yeah, 160,000 fans. There's always going to be a few idiots. All right, thanks, guys. Chevy congratulates Jeff Gordon and his 24 car, the Monte Carlo Chevrolet, on today's big win. This was the wreck. This is the winning moment out of the caution, of course. Brian Vickers spinning and Jeff Gordon passing. NASCAR saying, hey, you went ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon, under caution, picks up the victory. And so in the last 3 weeks, last 4 races actually, Jeff Gordon has gone from 13th all the way up to 3rd in the points race. Racing today, unfortunate the way it ended. Jeff Gordon, a California guy, at least by way of birth. Next week he'll be back in the state of California. Join us Friday on Speed on Bud Pole qualifying. Put the start time there. Racing from Fontana, California, where Kurt Busch was the winner last year. In the end, DEI, the streak stopped as Jeff Gordon, your winner from Talladega. For all of us here on the Fox crew, I'm Chris Myers. Thanks for being with us. Have a good week. We'll gather next weekend right here on Fox.
things were heating up for the lead a second ago. Jeff Gordon cut Casey Kane's lead in half, down to 0.2 of a second. Then it opened back up to half a second the last time by. You think was Jeff just testing him?
I think that Casey probably is. I think all these guys are thinking fuel. And so I think anytime you can slow down a little bit and it doesn't hurt anything, that's what you do. Casey slowed down a little bit. Jeff closed back up. Maybe Casey will drive off again.
You know, I had an interesting conversation with Jeff Burton this morning. We talked about saving fuel. And, Darrell, it's pretty easy to do at a 2-mile racetrack that this wide, this many racing grooves, but you have to know about it from the very beginning and how you save that fuel. Roll out of the throttle a little early, pick it up a little later, but you can't tell a driver 10 laps from the end of a run, save me some fuel.
And look at this. You can't tell him save fuel when he's snuck right up to the bumper of the lead car. Come on.
Here's the thing, Larry. I can get you a lap. I know I can get you a lap. I might be able to get you 2 laps. I'm talking about from a driver's perspective. But don't ask me to do any more than that. If we got to do more than that, I better come to pit road.
There you go. You're not going to have enough fuel.
But look at these 2 drivers. Jeff Gordon came out of USAC, open wheel cars, ran a couple years in the Busch Series, tore up a lot of stuff, came to Cup, started winning and never stopped. Casey Kane, same career path, maybe 8 or so years behind, but the exact same career path as the man who's trying to take the lead from him right now.
You know what else they have in common?
This man.
That man right there.
Ray Evernham, who was the crew chief for the International Race of Champions, and then came to Nextel Cup Racing. Had a cup of coffee with Alan Kulwicki. Spent about 2 or 3 weeks with Alan. They butted heads, couldn't get along. Ray moved on and ended up with Jeff Gordon. Made both of them superstars.
And I think you got it, Ray. I don't think we give Ray near enough credit for the success of the Dodge program. He started it. He started the engine program. He started the car program. And the success they've had, I give him a lot of credit for. Look at these cats. Whoa.
But, I mean, mate, they've been doing this for 191 laps. Jeff Gordon in the 24 runs the bottom of the racetrack. Casey Kane runs the top. Sometimes the 9 prevails, sometimes the 24 prevails.
Let's go back to what Darrell said at the top of the show about the top versus the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, I think I want to be on the bottom. If I got to keep working on my car, I'll win if I can run that bottom lane like what Jeff Gordon's doing right now.
Yeah, the 24 car, Jeff Gordon, he's been doing it the whole race. In fact, we saw from the aero view that time, those left side tires was below the white line.
Lead change. Gordon at lap 192, and that is the 19th lead change of the day. Casey Kane takes it right back, but you know they can swap it back and forth all they want. They only count as lead changes at the start-finish line.
I think we're getting a little prelude to the ending of this race, and that 9 car so far has come up short twice, drag racing back to the start-finish line. I'm sure he's thinking about that.
I know at home some guys saying it's not a Prelude, it's a Chevy and a Dodge.
But Mike, you mentioned it. Yeah, the lead changes are only documented at start-finish line. There's no telling how many times just these 2 guys have swapped the lead on the rest of the racetrack.
All right, it's hot. It's 97 degrees. But you're in contention. You're battling for the lead, Darrell. It's got to be fun.
Oh, yeah. Your focus is such. I mean, you're concentrating on solely what you're doing. You're racing the 24 car. The last thing you think about is how hot it is. You're thinking about victory circle and a good cool drink and getting your picture made.
Well, it may be hot, but I'll bet it's a lot cooler when your car's out front. Matt?
Casey Kane trying to win his first Nextel Cup race after finishing second on 3 separate occasions. His spotter is Busch Series driver Tim Fedewa. He has reminded him, get a good eye at the entrance of pit road the next few laps. So when we pit around lap 196, you'll know how you need to make your entrance so we do not lose any time under this green flag stop. They're going to make a slight air pressure adjustment just to try to make that car a little better on entry and make that car good enough to go to victory lane. Jeff?
Matt, what Tim Fedewa was telling his rookie driver is so important because you take a look at this veteran, Jeff Gordon. He knows how to get on off pit road. He'll be able to bring his 24 car to pit road at warp speed, basically. And for him to be able to duplicate what Jeff Gordon does, he's going to have to really be on his game and realize in case he doesn't have a lot of experience here at California getting on and off pit road. I believe he practiced it a little bit the other day during one of the practice.
17th as you are for the lead, as we saw Ricky Rudd battling with Jamie McMurray, Tony Stewart, all fighting back there for 17th place with 55 laps to go. Now, Gordon's our leader. Casey Kane also has a driver coach, Bill Elliott, the fellow who vacated that number.
Tear off the windshield. They do make a chassis adjustment to the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Left side tires going on. Their stop is finished. Back.
The 9 team has finished 4th here in California. The last 2 races are trying to go to victory lane as Krushek and Pullman hit the lugs on the left front, now the left rear. Rodney Rosenthals, they're full of fuel. He's down and away.
Robbie Gordon completes his stop as Jeff Gordon comes in along with Jeremy Mayfield and Bobby Labonte.
On down. Right over here, Jeff, right in here. 4 tires.
Jeannie.
Well, concerns about fuel have started a while ago in the 24 pit of Jeff Gordon. They've been talking him down the last 5 laps, just ticking them off, saying he would be okay on fuel. You just got to get in here, thinking about conservation, thinking about getting 4 more fresh tires and a whole lot of fuel. Matt?
I just think that the 88 car was he wanted to stay in.
So we pretty much cycled through green flag pit stops.
But he's putting our points leader coming into this race, Dale Earnhardt Jr., riding with him, the Budweiser car. That's putting him a lap down. He's back in 22nd position, so now we have 21 cars on the lead lap.
We may have seen the final pit stops of the day, but there's still 45 laps to go in the Auto Club 500 on Fox, presented by Visa. 40 laps, 80 miles to go. There's your leader, Jeff Gordon, going by. But let's look at Jeff Gordon and Casey Kane. Gordon is the leader now by 3 seconds. Looking at the pit stop times, Gordon had a 14-second stop under the green flag. Casey Kane's stop was 15.6. So there's 1.6 seconds of that 3-second gap.
Makes me wonder if they didn't have to put more fuel in the 9 than they did possibly the 24.
See right there the Fox tracks, though. Casey Kane in the 9. He's just a little over 3 seconds behind our leader, Jeff Gordon. Now, just to bring you update on what the situation is, Jeff Gordon, our leader, if we indeed stay green, he will have to run 52 laps on this final tank of fuel. Casey Kane in the 9, as well as Jimmy Johnson in the 48, will have to run 53 laps.
Getting loose. I got to time myself up. Turn off that right front blower if you need to.
Jeff Gordon.
Uh-oh.
All right, let me tell you what he's talking about right there. Is we have a battle right here for 3rd place. Bobby Labonte in the 18, Jimmy Johnson in the 48. He's getting loose. What they have is a blower that blows air on the right front tire to keep the air pressure down. What Robbie Loomis told him is cut the blower off. Let the right front tire build some air pressure. That will tighten that car up. That's about all you can do without another pit stop coming. Pretty impressed with that call by Robbie Loomis.
Jeff Gordon running the high line. Casey Kane just took 0.2 of a second out of Gordon's lead on the last lap. He's coming. 30 laps to go. Can Jeff Gordon hang on to win his 3rd lap at California Speedway? Can rookie Casey Kane pass him to win his first Cup race ever?
Guys running up in 1st and 2nd, Gordon and Kane.
Look how quick he goes through the bottom of the turn. He's right on the bottom, and it really accelerates forward.
We talked earlier about the attempt to build some air pressure, some heat in the right front tire of Jeff Gordon's car. That's hard to do when you're not in the pits. Jeff?
What they're talking about on the 24 car of Jeff Gordon, NASCAR allows these guys to run a blower which actually sucks air out from underneath the nose and blows on the inside bead of the right front tire as well as the left front tire. Crew chief Robbie Loomis has told Jeff, let's build a little bit of pressure in the right front tire and tighten the car up. Just cut that fan off. It'll allow the right front tire to get a little hotter and make a little more grip with the right front. Almost the same as making an air pressure adjustment on a pit stop. Pretty smart move by these guys.
I tell you, that is a clever call because you heard him complain about being loose, Jeff. And when the air pressure builds up in that right front tire, a stiffer right front spring would tighten that car up. Obviously, you don't have the luxury of changing the spring. The increase in air pressure makes that right front spring think it's stiffer. I'm pretty impressed with that one.
But Jeff Gordon had picked it up that last lap. He was within 1/10 of Bobby Labonte's time, and Labonte would not have enough time to catch him. Now on this lap, Labonte is 0.2 quicker.
Yeah, he cut it down to 2.9.
Now Casey Kane continues to backslide. He just ran a 42.68. That is 0.6. I'm not sure. 23 laps to go here with Jeff Gordon now leading Bobby Labonte by 2.8 seconds. Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, 2.7 seconds between them. 22 laps to go. The Auto Club 500 on Fox is presented by Visa, proud sponsor of NASCAR.
Auto Club 500 on Fox, presented by Visa, and Jeff Gordon trying to win this race for the third time. Bobby Labonte second. In fact, these two have had a history. Labonte has finished second to Jeff Gordon 8 times in his career, so he knows something about looking behind Gordon, the leader, with just 17 laps to go. Jeff Hammond.
Right now, what Jeff Gordon needs to do is just keep hitting his marks, because he realizes he's the guy that's got to be caught. Bobby Labonte's back here about 2.6 seconds behind him, but he's still got to go through this traffic that basically Gordon has already cleared, which is the 21, and his teammate Tony Stewart.
And Casey Kane has slipped down to 4th. Much of a factor will he be before this is over?
I don't think so, not right now. I think everything is pretty much set in stone what's going to happen here. If nobody runs out of gas, it's going to be Jeff Gordon's race to lose, basically.
All right, let's go back upstairs to Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip, Larry McReynolds for the finish.
Chris, here's the other half of that equation. 13 times Jeff Gordon and Bobby Labonte have finished 1-2. And yes, Gordon's won 8 of those meetings. Labonte has won 5. 2 laps ago, Bobby Labonte knocked 2/10 out of Gordon's lead. Gordon was in traffic. Now Gordon has a clear field in front, and he's picked it up another 3/10 to 2.9 seconds first to second.
Very reminiscent of Martinsville a few weeks ago, where Bobby really made a charge right at the end of the race to get to Jeff. Jeff had the big lead. Bobby came up a little short. Looks like it's going to happen again today.
But that last lap was one of the first laps that Jeff Gordon has beat Bobby Labonte that bad on the stopwatch.
You know, I believe Bobby really drove the wheels off that thing, and he's used up his stuff, Larry. I don't think he's got what it takes to get up there now. I did for a little while, but I don't think he's going to make it.
With Terry Labonte and Joe Nemechek, the top 10. Jeannie, how about that second place car?
Well, gentlemen, you were just...
This car, which right now is Jeremy Mayfield in the 19 car.
Jeff Gordon right now has just got to sit there, not make any mistakes, and this is his race.
And of course, he can conserve fuel having a 2-second lead. They'll just keep him posted on where Bobby Labonte in 18 is right now.
And that's exactly his lead, Larry, with 11 laps to go, as Gordon guns for his 6th home state win.
See, once again, Gordon got in a little bit of traffic, and that really slows him down. And that's been the history of him in that car. They get in traffic, and he doesn't handle it well.
Gordon with 3 victories at Infineon Raceway in Sears Point, California, the road course where we go in June.
10 to go, bud. You got 2 seconds. So I'll holler. Keep her going.
And looking for his 3rd win here.
McMurray there.
I think that's what held Jeff Gordon up just a little bit. Jamie McMurray in the 42 car trying to stay on the lead lap. He's back in 16th position. Jeff Gordon's making his 375th career start here today, and what's unique about that, it's all consecutive ever since he made that first start at Atlanta in November of '92.
And he's won a bunch of races, 4 championships, and this will be, what, his 60?
He won his 64th career win at Talladega last week.
65th win this week, so he's doing it in a very short period of time, about 10 or 12 years.
Brendan Gaughan, Ryan Newman, that group right there, Matt Kenseth, they're not conserving fuel right now. Again, that continues to be that battle for 6th place.
Bobby Labonte is well within sight of Jeff Gordon. Now, even for an experienced shoe like Labonte, Darrell, does that get you up on the wheel?
Well, of course, it does 2 things. It gets Jeff Gordon looking back, and it gets a lot of adrenaline flowing for Bobby Labonte. So I think Jeff's just timing it out right, though. He might get to him, but he don't have time to get by him.
Labonte took another 2/10 out of Gordon's lead that time. 1.55 seconds, 8 laps to go.
And look at these guys here on the right, though, this battle for 6. We're watching Jeff Gordon, the leader, on the left, but these guys are battling like it's the last lap, and they've been doing it for 25 laps. In fact, I think that little bump draft a while ago with Ryan Newman and his teammate
Harvick, who finds himself now in 14th place. Still 15 cars on the lead lap. 7 laps to go. 1.4 seconds is the differential. Last time by, Jeff Gordon was the fastest car on the racetrack, Darrell, and he picked it up to a 1.5-second margin.
Yeah, he's just watching Bobby, keeping Bobby at bay, saving a little fuel, driving conservative, not making any mistakes. That's where he is right now.
Labonte takes away a 10th. 1.4 seconds. Might as well be an hour and 40 minutes, though. 5 laps to go.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon in the 24 don't have a lot of traffic in front of him. He has Ward Burton up there in the 0 car that's running in the 15th position, but the field's somewhat strung out in front of him.
Yeah, if there was traffic, that would allow Bobby to get there. Bobby's got as good a car as Jeff. but he just can't get there.
Jimmy Johnson just overdrove turn 2 trying to catch Casey Kane. 4th place still under discussion. 11 seconds off the lead, though. And John.
And see, that's the kind of mistake that right now Jeff Gordon doesn't want to make. He wants to just drive his, as we say, hit his marks, don't make any mistakes, and this race is yours.
Saw Jeff Gordon do something through 1 and 2 we've not seen him do. He ran the high line through 1 and 2.
Oh,
it looked like Bobby Labonte really closed up on him. He didn't get off turn 2 that good.
He didn't, Larry, and he was flirting with that wall off of turn 2 that time. Now, that's the kind of thing that you cannot do at this point.
It was down to 1.35 seconds, and measurably, Labonte has closed, working right down on the bottom line in the bottom lane as they come around. 3 laps to go.
He's going to be a lot closer now than he was, I can tell you that.
And I think our fans realize that these 105,000 people, every one of them are standing on their feet right now.
If Labonte gains as much the next 3 laps as he did the last lap, they're dead even at the line.
Yeah, Gordon is just having a little problem off of turn 2 that he wasn't having, but he got through there good that time.
DW, you can see it right there. It's under a second as they go halfway down the backstretch. Next time, Bobby, 2 to go.
I think Jeff Gordon overdrove turn 1 there the last lap, and I think that he just overdrove it, got up the hill, lost a little time, but I don't think that. I think he's playing it just right. Come on up here and get right on my back bumper if you want to, but I don't believe he can pass him.
The Fox Tracks tells the whole tale. It's going to be less than a second as they cross the line. 2 laps to go, 0.93 seconds the gap.
Boy, if Jeff goes up the hill, if he overdrives that corner and gets up there high like he did earlier, lap before,
he got a better run off turn 2 that time.
On the bottom.
He gave himself a little more room that time, Larry. He just didn't sail it in there quite as hard.
We see Joe Nemechek on the bottom there, the 01 car. He was running 10th. He's out of fuel on the backstretch.
Coming around to take the white flag. Traffic will be a factor for the leaders before this one ends. Less than 3 miles from right now.
Boy, and Bobby just keeps closing and closing and closing, but man, it's just going to be too little too late.
White flag for Jeff Gordon, trying to score his 66th career win.
Uh-oh, Bobby Labonte's out of gas. Bobby Labonte's out of gas.
Jeff Gordon still running through the middle of 1 and 2.
Labonte right down on the bottom, but the gap opened up. Can Jeremy Mayfield, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman catch up?
Bobby's out of gas. It's just that he had a little shot, but
Matt.
Jeremy Mayfield came out and said, I feel like I'm out of gas as well. Tank Probich is on the wall for the past 2 laps.
Casey Kane also on pit road.
Both the Evernham cars on pit road, Jeremy Mayfield and Casey Kane.
I was going to say they're not notorious for getting great gas mileage.
Checkered flag, Jeff Gordon wins it.
Bobby Labonte's on the apron in turn 4, but I think Jimmy Johnson's...
And either Gone or Labonte 5th.
Bobby Labonte beat him to the line.
Lead lap. For the want of a gallon of gas.
Been there, done that.
You talked about it, Mike. Brendan Gaughan fit well in that 0 car, finishes 10th.
Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson score a 1-2 California Kid finish for Team Hendrick.
Chevy congratulates Jeff Gordon and the 24 car, the Monte Carlo team, on today's marathon win. 500 miles, no cars dominated Cup racing like the defending manufacturer's champion. Chevy, an American revolution. Jeff Gordon barely enough fuel as he crossed the finish line for victory to provide the burnout. Moments ago, Bobby Labonte racing over to congratulate Jeff Gordon. Labonte for the 9th time in his career finishing second to Jeff Gordon, who has won for the 66th time in his career and moving up in the points race. A busy week here in California for Jeff Gordon. Let's check in with Jeannie Zalasco, who is standing by with Bobby Labonte.
And Bobby Labonte.
Congratulations to Jeff Gordon, that whole team. 1-2 for Hendrick. Great day. I just didn't have anything for anybody.
Hot in the car?
It was definitely hot. I've got a great system.
After Bristol, 5 races ago, Jeff Gordon was 177 points out and in 12th place. Now he's in 3rd and he's a contender.
Oh, yeah, and of course, we know he knows how to win races. He knows how to win championships. I'm telling you, that win last week at Talladega, that was huge. That's the turning point. And I want to tell you one other thing. John Bickford coming back to work for Jeff Gordon is making a big difference in his attitude.
Larry, another nail-biter, just like yesterday. Fuel mileage becomes the big question, Jeff Gordon had the answer.
We've been coming here since 1997, 8 races. And I don't know if you can name me one of those races where something like happened today. But I'm telling you, this Casey Kane in that 9 car, only 10 Nextel Cup starts. I know he walks away from here a little disappointed, but trust me, he will win his share of races.
Jeff Gordon's 6th win in his home state of California, his 3rd here at California Speedway. Steve Burns is there to help him celebrate.
And a happy Jeff Gordon out of that race car. It took you a while to get here to victory lane.
Holy cow. You know, we got here at the inaugural race, but it's been a while since we have been here. But yeah, I went to do my burnout and spin around the grass, and I ran out of gas. So it was an amazing run. I tell you what, this guy right here, Robbie Loomis, great job, buddy, great job. I mean, he just, man, I tell you what, we weren't the best car. We weren't really one of the top 5 cars, I didn't think, yesterday in practice. But we talked, and these guys just dialed that thing right in. I couldn't be more, yeah. Pop, hope you're doing okay, buddy. But just got to thank DuPont and Pepsi, Lay's, Quaker State, Haas. I mean, it's Hendrick's 20th anniversary. We're trying to win some races, and we're having a fun time doing it right now. And it's just been amazing these last 2 weeks.
Hey, Jeff, you guys have a lot of momentum in this part of the season.
You know, I think that when you've got a team like this and you know, you have race cars like we do and the resource that we have at Hendrick Motorsports. By the way, Randy Dorton and that engine shop, thank you, man. Thank you. God, that thing was going down the straightaways. But we do have momentum right now. We're going to try to, you know, enjoy this one over our off weekend and just try to keep the momentum when we come back.
Congratulations to you and your entire Hendrick Motorsports team. Let's go to Chris Myers.
All right, thanks, Steve. With Jeff Hammond, we came down from below the Hollywood Hotel right here at Victory Lane at the California Speedway, and he has cooled off some of the Gatorade, Pepsi behind us. A lot of fun. How about where this was run? The mature decision, the pit stop, the crew decision, the way Jeff ran his race?
It's all strategy right now. We keep talking about when you come to California, you've got to do 2 things. You've got to beat the racetrack, but you've also got to beat whoever's trying to stretch the fuel mileage. And today, Robbie Loomis and that team knew they needed to run and get to that certain lap, and they were able to get there. If you think about the fact the guys who couldn't go the distance, they came up short, but Jeff Gordon, hey, they were on top of it, and basically just enough to win the turkey.
Yep, 2nd straight win for Jeff Gordon, up to 3rd in points.
Good.
Speaking of points, let's check the Nextel Cup point standings. Through 10 of 36 races, Dale Earnhardt Jr. still your leader. Jeff Gordon up to 3rd. Championship race has quite a ways to go. You got to look down at Victory Lane. We're going to talk with Robbie Loomis, the crew chief of the winner, here in just a moment. Let's check in with Kevin Harvick and our Matt Yoka. Matt?
And
thanks, Robbie Loomis, crew chief, with Jeff Gordon joining Jeff Hammond and myself here in Victory Lane. First, congratulations, and talk about, you know, it's such a team sport, working with Jeff Gordon, particularly in this race today. Where was this one for you guys?
The best in the business. The race team's incredible. You know, I want to first thank God, say hello to my mother for helping heal her, and say hello to Pop and Rick at home and thank Pop. But it's just such a race team, so strong, Hendrick Motorsports, surrounded by so many people. Jeff knows he's been in the situation. It doesn't make your job easy, but it makes it easier.
What about the fact, you know, you guys really had it figured? I mean, basically you run out of fuel after you cross the start-finish line. Getting pretty nervous on top of that box?
I got to take my hat off to Brian Weitzel right there. I'm telling you, him and Joe Berardi were up there figuring the fuel mileage, and they said we're going to be within a lap to the good side, and that's exactly what it was. You know, we got in trouble a little bit last year. I made some gambles, and this year to get a couple back, it makes it real gratifying.
Robbie, bigger picture, Jeff, you know, it seemed like some hard luck races earlier in the year. Now he's won back-to-back, a threat maybe for, again, his 5th championship points. I mean, is he as good as he's ever been?
I tell you what, he really is. He's really focused. We talked before Bristol, and we talked about things the team had been under, what we were going through, and how we were going to get back on top, and the focus we needed. We call it having good karma, working together good, communicating good, and taking care of people. And it's really coming together right now.
All right, well, you guys going to go celebrate, right?
You better believe it. We'll be celebrating big.
Ain't no California dream now, is it, buddy? It's all real.
All right, well, thanks. Have fun, and have a good Mother's Day weekend, too, with your mom there, too.
Appreciate that. Looking forward to that. Thanks.
A little better. All right, Robbie Loomis, of course, crew chief with Jeff Gordon. Saturday, NASCAR returning to the scene here as we shift to St. Louis. It's the Busch Series, qualifying on speed, followed by Busch Series racing at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. You'll see that on FX. And NASCAR returning across the Fox networks throughout. Coming up on Fox, California Speedway. Jeff Hammond, you know, we saw young Casey Kane try and challenge. He's been compared to Jeff Gordon, but he hasn't won a cup race yet. Jeff Gordon pretty much sent the message out, hey, I'm still king of the throne.
He's still definitely the king of the throne right there. And the bad thing about it, when I see it on television today in the last couple of weeks, is the enthusiasm that Jeff Gordon has got back as far as this race team's concerned. I think Robbie Loomis and him have finally just reconnected right now. Woe be unto the rest of the competition.
All right, so NASCAR at it in Richmond for Saturday night racing, and that'll be on FX. We'll be back to bring it to you at that time. So the heat, well, the temperature got up to nearly 100 degrees, but somehow Jeff Gordon, who has become the face of the sport, one of the more popular drivers.
Well, you're sitting there when you're trying to get going again. I think I might have just sat there and waited for a little bit better opening.
So Jeremy's going to go all the way from 11th back to 26th position as we have 30 cars on the lead lap with about 8.5 laps to go.
And that can happen to any of these cars out there right now. I mean, you're on old tires. You can just make one bad turn, one bad move, and you can go to 25th position.
Darrell, we talked about it in the opening. We're in that 10 laps to go. This is where these guys try to start stepping it up, and you step across that line.
The big question mark on Jeff Gordon's day has not been his skill, his concentration, his pit stops. It's all about how much is left in that fuel tank.
And power, when you have a lot of horsepower, it takes a lot of fuel to feed those ponies.
The computer says he needs to pit in 6 laps. That would leave him 2 laps short.
But the computer don't know how much he's been saving.
And that's based on the fact that that's a 22-gallon fuel cell.
And that it's picking up 22 gallons.
And it's picking up. There's a lot of variables. It's not a perfect science.
That's what makes the 4th position 10 laps down. Not what you would expect out of that 31 car coming to a road course.
Well, Mike, he's had to retar about 5 times today.
Yeah, but I give Robbie Gordon a lot of credit for the defending champion to have that many troubles, and he's still there gritting it out and trying to finish this race. Attaboy.
And the thing about it, he has not created any of it.
No.
I mean, the tires have run off that car, and it's nothing that he...
Guys, I've been watching Jeff Gordon, and he's quickly closing on the 01 of Joe Nemechek as well as Austin Cameron, and he's going to be catching Austin in part of the race course. It's very difficult to pass on, and if Austin doesn't give him the lane, he could lose a lot of valuable time to Jamie McMurray, the 42 car, as well as Scott Pruitt.
4 to go, though. If Scott Pruitt can't get past McMurray, it's starting to look like game over.
Yeah, I said from the outset of this race that the only thing that would beat Jeff Gordon today would be Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, even that last lap, going by lap traffic, like Joe Nemechek, he still beat Jamie McMurray by 1.5.
Got to be tough for Pruitt as Gordon moves to the inside of the lap car. He can see Gordon. Gordon's not that far in front of him. He can't get to him.
No, but you know what? I think he's been a good team player. Mike, I believe Pruitt's quicker than McMurray, but I believe he's going to follow McMurray to the finish.
And right now, Jeff Gordon has cleared all the cars, so he'll come around and get 3 laps to go. No more cars on the racetrack should be a factor.
How good has Jeff Gordon been this weekend? Have a look at the stats. Pole, fastest all weekend, and he's led 88 laps today. That is a track record.
And the only laps he has not led has been through the cycle of green flag pit stops, so that's really a deceiving number.
And I remember, you think back when he qualified and he run off the track over in turn 10, I said, well, that time will never hold up. And he said he was on pole.
I think you had a comment about him back in 1992, didn't you?
He'll never make it.
Jamie McMurray has chopped Gordon's lead down to 1.86 seconds, but unless Jeff makes a mistake or has a fuel issue in 3 laps, that's a lot to overcome. Doesn't look like much on the screen, but that's a lot on a road course.
Now, Larry knows and Jeff knows that when that fuel gets low in the tank, you can start to have issues. You can start having the engine to skip. A lot of things can happen when it gets down to the bone dry.
Yes, it can.
Jeff Gordon has thoroughly dominated this race, but the question in his pit is, does he have enough fuel? They've been telling him to save fuel. Jamie McMurray and his road racing coach, if you will, Scott Pruitt, running right there in 2nd and 3rd, trying to chase down Gordon in the 2.5 laps that remain.
But I'm like you, DW. I just believe Scott Pruitt could have went by Jamie McMurray several laps ago. Not to take anything away from there for the Jamie McMurray, but he's just been sitting back there riding, kind of riding defense.
2 more, nice and safe.
Well, you know, Jeff Gordon's had a couple of bad weeks here at Dover and Michigan, so he needs to turn it around if he's going to stay in the top. Oh, there's a car. I couldn't see who it was. I just saw it go off into turn 1 with a lot of smoke and dust flying.
Austin Cameron, Darrell, once again.
Oh, okay. I
just dropped a wheel off, kicked up some dust. So
sorry, guys, but I just saw that go out of the corner of our view over here.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about Jeff Gordon, remember how bad of a race he had back at Lowe's Motor Speedway in the Coca-Cola 600. Next week had a good car at Dover, blew the right front tire, hit the wall, did have a decent run at Pocono, and then lost the engine last week running up there leading the race.
yeah, if you watch Scott Pruitt and Jamie McMurray, they're now 1.9 seconds back. Pruitt has been holding station 1 to 4 car lengths behind McMurray, hasn't even tried to put a nose up under him. Being a good soldier, he's here to win it. McMurray's here to score points with the big picture, the full season in mind. So both drivers, though, doing a great job today. And McMurray could almost reach out and touch Jeff Gordon.
Yes. So Jimmy Johnson goes by. Now Rusty Wallace has got to make this whole 2 miles back around.
He's done.
Of course, that asks the question again. Half a lap to go. Can Jeff Gordon in that 24 car make it?
The good news for Gordon, it's all downhill from here.
Better not sputter. That's all I can tell you. That 42 is close enough that if anything should go wrong.
Down about 1.3 seconds first to second.
Scott Pruitt has backed completely off of his teammate Jamie McMurray now for second.
Boy, look here. Jeff is just being so cautious.
1 corner to go.
And he has every right to be. I mean, he's just driven a flawless race all day long.
McMurray is almost there, but Jeff Gordon will come off turn 12 and score his 67th career Cup victory and his 8th road course checkered flag.
But what a run for Jamie McMurray in that 42 car, right there behind him.
That's a career performance, Larry.
In only a second start here, you see all the celebration by the DuPont group. Scott Pruitt in 3rd, Michael Waltrip 4th, Jimmy Johnson 5th, and Boris said comes home in 6th.
You know one thing about Michael, he has finished every race that they've run here. Wow. I think he's only lacked finishing a couple of laps here in 15 races.
Now 16.
16 races. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Jeff Gordon has done it again. He's rebounded to win again on a NASCAR road course.
Welcome to the Nextel post-race show. NASCAR and Nextel partners in speed. Let's get out of victory lane. Jeff Gordon, the California kid, cashes in, and Dick Berggren is standing by. Dick?
And he is out of the car already. You made it look easy on the racetrack, but Jeff, are you okay?
Oh, I'm beat, man. My cool system didn't work worth a darn, and I was just driving my heart out, man. I wanted this win so bad, and what an awesome car and awesome effort by this DuPont race team. I want to thank DuPont and Pepsi and Quaker State Lay's, GMAC, Chevrolet, Goodyear. I mean, I think we got Tyvek or Corey or somebody on the deck lead, Quaker State. What an amazing weekend for us. Hendrick Motorsports is on top of it right now, and man, we need a win so bad. These last 3 or 4 weeks have been not too good, so that was sweet.
How did you keep your concentration given how tired you are?
I drove out and got as big a lead as I possibly could, and then I gave it up at the end. I mean, I couldn't drive the car as hard as I need to there at the end. Those guys started catching me, but whew, you know what? It's Nextel Cup racing, man. How bad have you got it, right? That's what they say, and we want it really bad, and we got it today.
Congratulations. Jeff Gordon absolutely spanked him, led more than anybody else, won for the 4th time. Let's go to Steve.
Thanks, Dick. With about points.
Well, that's true, except when it comes to your team cars. You know, you could slide up inside some of these other guys, but it was fun. Chips gave me a great opportunity, and I'm loving it.
In case anybody wonders how physical this sport is, just take one look at Jeff Gordon in victory lane and this guy, and you have the answer. This is no easy sport.
All right, thank you, Dr. Dirt. Dr. Dick Berggren there. A candid comment from Dale Earnhardt Jr. about the kind of car he had. And there's Jeff Gordon, who said his cooling system went. As we were with Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers, nice to have you stay with us here on NASCAR on Fox from our Hollywood hillside. And Jeff Gordon led 92 out of 110 laps. An impressive performance, bouncing back. He's the all-time king of the road. Nobody has more wins on road courses, and a very outstanding, really as masterful a performance as you could have.
It really is, and you take a look and watch right now as the teammates try to work with him, cool him back down. I mean, when you get inside one of these stock cars and you commit to run up front and stay on top of the wheel like he did today, it will take a lot out of you. You saw it from Dale Earnhardt Jr. Undoubtedly, his cool suit didn't go out. He's still worn out. Jeff Gordon's cool suit did, but yet he was able to stay with it, and he didn't want to lose this race. He knew he had the car that, that could get the job done all weekend long. Won all the practice sessions, won the pole, clearly dominated the field.
And he is a co-owner of the car. Jimmy Johnson, who's the points leader, also in the top 5. The two of them, Gordon and Johnson, this offseason went shark fishing or scuba diving for sharks.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Johnson said, Jeff's crazy. The sharks, he swam towards the shark, I swam away. That kind of toughness in Jeff Gordon helped him win today. Finishing second, though, Jamie McMurray. And let's check in. He's with our Matt Yoakum.
Second to Watkins. Glenn, what'd you learn today? What's the biggest thing that you leave from here?
I don't know. Just good race cars. In this place, you can drive it a lot different. Scott talked to me a little bit about going through the S's and stuff. So it's good to have a teammate that helps you. And I tell you what, Casey, good job. He kind of let me go, and I'll make sure I return.
We're back in Sonoma in the wine country, and Chevy congratulating Jeff Gordon and the DuPont Chevrolet, the Monte Carlo team on today's big win, dominating win. No car has dominated Cup racing like the defending manufacturer's champion Chevy, an American revolution, and becoming an American institution the way he continues to drive. Jeff Gordon with his 67th career win. For some final thoughts, let's go back upstairs to Mike, Larry, and Darryl.
And we're joined by an Infineon Raceway. Well, talk about the Incredibles, the incredible day Jeff Gordon had, and Jimmy Johnson expands his point lead, and we're off for Daytona.
Yeah, we are. But the thing about Jeff Gordon, he's sitting there in victory circle. He is worn out. That's the best feeling in the world. Go home, worn out with the smell of champagne, all the way back to the East Coast. Looking forward to next Saturday night.
Some guys we didn't get to talk to, watching him yesterday in practice.
And the best car all weekend won.
They did. I felt from the get-go that Jeff Gordon had a superior car, and I think he just drove it hard enough to win the race. He also drove it hard enough to wear himself out as well, but he's in victory circle.
Jeff Gordon, a dominating performance. He's won back-to-back races this year. This is his third win. I mean, the guy wins on road courses. He won at Talladega Super Speedway. We're going to Daytona, restrictor plate racing next week. He could be back-to-back again.
Oh, he could easily be back-to-back. I mean, these guys have got their act together. If they didn't have the engine problem last week, he could have had back-to-back victories probably already this week and be headed into Daytona looking for 3 in a row. But this is what you've got to do if you want to get yourself back in the championship hunt. You've got to come out and flex your muscle, and today they flexed their muscle.
And we'll be flexing our muscle as we wind down our coverage of NASCAR on Fox next weekend.
For speed right now, we're getting ready to go back to Daytona, the Super Speedway. We're going to see some fast, aggressive, big pack racing next week.
An outstanding performance today, as well as a road course can be run. Jeff Gordon bouncing back after finishing beyond the 30th spot last week, and then his cooling system goes, and he stayed calm and cool under pressure. Put himself higher up in the points race. Jimmy Johnson, who is the points leader. Jeff Gordon is a co-owner of that car. So a good day for Chevys all the way around. In the wine country, whether you've been down on the track or up in the air in a hot air balloon.
Jeff to the bottom.
What happened there was, again, Tony closed the door on Dale Jr. He lost a little momentum. This could be just what Tony Stewart needs.
He's getting a push from his teammate, Jimmy Johnson, in the 48. Kurt Busch been working these Hendrick cars all night long. Back to about 5th. Be 9 to go this time.
Da-da. Da-da. Oh, boy.
Bobby Labonte's in the mix, so is Mark Martin. There's Bobby Labonte drafting off Earnhardt.
I think you can work your way up there once.
Race, and what happened to Michael Waltrip, he knows not to get too much of a lead on Jeff Gordon, Darryl. Explain why.
Well, you get out there and the cars behind you can get such a huge run on you that, and not his problem is double trouble. If he blocks Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson goes by on the other side.
What I'm seeing, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car really starting to work the high side with Bobby Labonte behind him. Terry Labonte was tucked up to his brother. Now he has lost some ground in the 5 car.
Jeff Green, the Cheerios car of Richard Petty, going a lap down. As Tony Stewart motors on past. 7.5 laps to go.
Now they've kicked Mark Martin in the 6 car back to 7th.
This is not one of those places where you want to wait. If you got anything for him, you better get on by him.
Now Jeff Gordon swings to the high side. He's going to be side by side with Tony Stewart. He's got that whole line pushing him, going off in the turn 1. Looks like Gordon's going to take the lead.
You knew Johnson would go with Gordon. The other drivers had to go with the momentum. That's why they left Stewart hanging there.
Look at that red car.
He's coming for Tony.
Giving up a little bit with the 2 tires.
6 laps, 15 miles to go.
We've been talking about Bobby Labonte in that 18 car. He's moved into this group.
He'd like to get up there and help Tony if he could.
Because that's his teammate.
I think Tony's going to have to be careful with these cars ganging up on the outside like that. Because the 2 tires, you don't have quite the grip that the other boys would have.
We got 6 laps to go. We got 7 cars within a half a second right here.
And here comes Junior cutting under Tony right there. Man, they are slicing and dicing. Look at Mark Martin.
He's hooked up with his teammate Kurt Busch in the 97. Then Kurt jumps back to the outside. Let's see if he'll pull back down and can get a push.
Bobby Labonte's caught Tony, but it's going backwards, not forwards.
Yeah. Tony's, I think, pretty much done now. Once he got shook out of the lead, you get back there with cars all around you and they just don't have the grip.
And most importantly, Jimmy Johnson has caught Jeff Gordon and locked onto his rear bumper once again. The DuPont below Chevys. Can they hold off Junior?
No, they can't. I don't believe they can. That car is so fast, and he's running the high line. I think he's going to really take them by surprise.
And he has Kurt Busch in that 97 car pushing him. About 4.5 laps to go.
Well, we knew that the Hendrick cars were going to give the DEI cars all they could handle tonight. They've been building and building. We've been seeing it. We saw Jeff Gordon win Talladega. And here he is leading the race.
Coming down the backstretch that time, I can see Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 8 car waving to Kurt Busch. Stay in line with me. Push me. Work with me.
His new best friend.
That's it, for the time being. You see Kurt Busch move to the high side. They'll come to the line. 4 to go this time.
10 miles from the finish line of the Pepsi 400.
It's a heck of a run through the triangle here.
Rick Hendrick Chevys leading Dale and an unlikely ally, Kurt Busch in a Roush Ford.
You can see Dale Earnhardt Jr. just ever so slightly letting those eyes look over into that rearview mirror.
I think right now everybody's got one thing in mind. Dale Jr., Kurt Busch, Tony, Mark. I think they're all just saying, man, we got to get back up there because right now they're not close enough.
And Kurt Busch in 4th place. He's not going to help a Chevy win the Pepsi 400. He wants it for himself and for Ford.
There's 3 of them in front of him, so I don't think he has a whole lot of options.
3 to go this time. They come to the line.
You know that probably Jimmy Johnson is not going to pull out Jeff Gordon unless Junior shakes him up out of the line some way.
And that could happen. Remember, Johnson did not qualify well in that number 48, but he said they brought a car that would race much better than it qualified, and it has.
Well, Jeff Gordon got a little bit loose there off of turn 2 that time.
Last time through 1 and 2, all top 6 cars ran right around the bottom. Nobody moved to the high side.
And the first 5 cars there all run the same lap speed. 05, 07, 02, 06, 05.
Casey Mears moved up to 11th. Nemechek up to 14th.
Now this pack is catching a couple of cars that's up there in front of them. They're going to be coming to 2 to go this time.
Junior's going to put Jimmy Johnson in a very precarious situation.
Slow car turn 4. Greg Biffle is going to coast on to pit road. Tough break for last night's runner-up in the Busch race.
And the defending champion of this race, we're hearing he has a flat tire.
Here comes Kurt Busch right up to Dale Jr.
I think he's off the pace right there off of 2 now. He's trying to run low and can't.
Bump drafting down the back straightaway, trying to catch the Hendrick Chevys.
Well, Junior lost a bunch of time that time off of turn 2. I think he got to push it.
And Darrell, that's exactly what's happening to his car. His car will not turn off the corner. He said he's still going to try to go to the high side, but he's going to give up third position to Kurt Busch if he's not careful. White flag this time.
The cake's all dough, boys.
Johnson a look to the bottom. He got the least little bit out of line, and Junior's there.
And look what that did. That let Junior get there. I mean,
but he gives up a lot of ground right there, Darrell.
Yeah.
His car will not turn from the center off.
it's just too tight off of 2 over there. That's where you got to squeeze out the throttle ever so slightly. He's going to get a run at him, but it's going to be too little too late.
Busch is coming, and Mark Martin has a run on Tony Stewart.
Here
at
comes
the front
Junior.
four.
He's going to go
back together again.
He's going to go the high side, but it ain't going to do him any good.
This race 5 times has been won by a last lap pass. Jimmy Johnson locked onto his teammate and mentor Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon's DuPont Pepsi Chevy is going to win the Pepsi 400. Free Pepsi Edge for America.
Jimmy Johnson second, Dale Earnhardt Jr. third, Kurt Busch in fourth, and Tony Stewart with those 2 tires in fifth. Good run for Mark Martin, though, in the 6 car finishes 6th.
Boy, heck of a battle back in here between Dale Jarrett and Ricky Rudd and some of them.
He may have had a rough month of June, but he is rebounding here late June, early July. Jeff Gordon in that 24 car, 2 wins in a row.
Looks
3
like
poles in a row, 2 wins in a row.
Looks like if he sets on the pole, that might be a bad sign for everybody else.
Jeff Gordon chasing championship number 5.
Well, he was a preseason favorite. You know, when we were down here in February, everybody picked Jeff Gordon to win this championship. If he keeps going like he is, he definitely has a chance, a good chance.
He moves up to 3rd in the standings. Defending champ Matt Kenseth getting caught up in a crash tonight on lap 18.
And regardless of how many points he's behind, just remember, if he stays 3rd in 9 more races, he'll only be 10 points out of the lead. So really, when you look at it, our top 3 in points finished 1, 2, 3.
Great run for the Kurt Busch, Mark Martin, the 2 Roush cars, 4th and 6th. Tony comes home 5th on his 2 tires. That's a good call on his part.
We'll celebrate.
Jeffy's going to melt them down right there. Now, what I always wanted to do is that right there, just one time, smoke them up like that.
Jeff Gordon has his 68th career Cup win, his 4th of the season. He'll go to victory lane, and so will we next.
Partners in speed and move over DEI. Jeff Gordon again at a restrictor plate race, back-to-back for the 2nd time this year in victory lane. Matt Yoakum is there.
For the 20th time in his career, Jeff Gordon scores back-to-back Nextel Cup Series win. His first at Daytona since 1999. And he jumps into the mosh pit, caught by owner Rick Hendrick. Hugged by just about everybody. Jeff, how big to beat the DEI cars again?
That's unbelievable, and I got a lot of people to thank for this one because we certainly didn't do it on our own. I mean, what an awesome race car! I got to thank Jimmy Johnson. I owe him big time. What a great push he gave me. We worked so well to get all the Hendrick cars in today, but I want to thank DuPont. Especially want to thank them for allowing Pepsi to do this program, this Win a Billion, Play for a Billion, and what a big day for Pepsi, man. We had a bunch of those red cars for some reason. I don't know what they were, but they were in my way, so it was pretty awesome to finish ahead of them. But what an awesome effort by Hendrick Motorsports. This guy provides us with the most unbelievable resource. I can't thank him enough.
How special to see all those Hendrick cars up there, Rick?
Oh, man, it's unbelievable, you know. I wasn't here in what was it, 97? So it's great. Exciting race. The man, the Pepsi man.
The 24 car back in victory lane for the 5th time in his career here at Daytona. To Dick.
With Dale Earnhardt Jr. finished 3rd.
I'm just very, very proud of all of Hendrick Motorsports. I think tonight we all showed what a lot of hard work and dedication can do. So my hat's off to everyone. Engine shop, chassis shop, Aero, this Lowe's Monte Carlo, this whole race team. We weren't the best car, didn't qualify well.
And only the 5th time it's been won from the pole. Fireball Roberts, Jack Smith, David Pearson, Cale Yarborough, and now Jeff Gordon.
I had a great night. They came here determined to dethrone the DEI cars, and the Pepsi car came home P1 tonight.
A school. I'm glad for the summer off, but gonna miss all of you guys. We'll see you in February. Chris?
Oh, yeah, we'll miss you guys, too. We'll go over to DW's house and just hang out. Chevy congratulating Jeff Gordon and his DuPont Chevy Monte Carlo team on tonight's big win. No car dominated Cup racing like the defending manufacturers champion Chevy and American Revolution.
Impressive right there. Pole in the wind in the Pepsi car. Woohoo! Yeah! See what? See what? Hey, great Hendrick teamwork right there, guys. Way to go.
This race, an American Holiday Classic, the driver of the Pepsi car winning the Pepsi 400. And there was no big one today, right? No wreck, but there was a big performance from Hendrick Motorsports and Jeff Gordon. But Jeff Gordon, the individual, led the most and, of course, led at the end as he continues to celebrate. And what might we see in the second half with this battle in the points race that remain the same?
I think we're looking at what is going to happen. It's going to be between Dale Earnhardt Jr., this guy Jeff Gordon, his teammate Jimmy Johnson, and maybe, oh, by the way, 1 or 2 other guys may sneak up in there, but definitely these 3 guys.
We want to thank Jeff and I, all the people at the Hollywood Hotel, our production crew, people in the truck, and also hand off to NBC. I know Mike mentioned it earlier. We wish those guys a lot of luck in the second half.
Yeah, we wish them a lot of luck, and thanks a lot to Patrick Perrin.
The NASCAR, the crews, and the people, and, of course, you for watching our final NASCAR broadcast this year back in February with the Daytona 500. Jeff Gordon, your winner here at the Pepsi 400, and we'll see you before you know it on Fox. Good night, everybody.
The crowd here very much Jeff Gordon partisans. He and Dale Jarrett going to try and settle the Brickyard 400 over a 2-lap sprint. 88 looked like he was laying back there at first.
He was, and I think Jeff kind of didn't start when he was supposed to, so he'd take that advantage away. There's Junior driving to the inside of the 9 of Casey Kane. He got a great restart to Junior, but now, did Jerry get that start? Looks like Jeff Gordon, once again, got a terrific restart.
Casey Mears on pit road, flat left front tire at this restart. Oh, blocking going on there. Big time blocking. Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart. That's for 6th place. Not often you see somebody all the way down to the white line on the backstretch here at Indy.
White flag this time. Just one more lap for Dale Jarrett to catch it.
24 just pulls out. Dominant car all day. Now 1 lap away from a Brickyard 400 win. Jeff Gordon takes the white flag.
Now Elliott is going to do everything he can to make a move on the 88.
Who's off the pace? That's Ricky Rudd. Ricky Rudd with a right front problem. So far, green flag remains out. And they'll race the final half lap back to the checkered flag. Look at all the blocking going on back there. Who's that blowing up?
Somebody's blowing up the back. I believe it was.
It is Mark Martin.
Not again.
Elliott Sadler trying his teammate for second. That's all it's going to be, is for second spot. Caution flag is out. The race is over. Jeff Gordon wins the Brickyard 400 for a 4th time. A dominating performance today by Gordon. And he's climbing out of the car to salute the hometown fans. Listen to the crowd.
What an amazing week it's been, and just an awesome year for Hendrick Motorsports, this entire team. That yard of bricks right there is so special, and it just feels so incredible. And to win at this speedway, I can't even describe the emotions going on right now. It means so much to have the support of all these people here. I don't get cheered very often, and it's awesome to hear these cheers here in Indianapolis. Just a very, very special week and day for me and this entire team.
Try and make do in this final lap's mad scramble with what they've got on board, including Jeff Gordon.
I know Bill Weber's down there probably monitoring the 24. Bill, has Jeff said anything on that last restart if he felt his car was different?
No, hasn't said a thing. Not a thing.
Okay.
Okay, when they come back, get the green flag, there will be 8 laps to go to decide who is going to have the date with the bricks tonight.
These guys aren't thinking about points right now, I'll tell you that.
That's right.
They are not thinking about points.
Wally, if he's not saying anything, I'm taking the assumption that the car is good.
Yeah,
aren't you?
I would think so, yeah.
I'll take a little different twist on that, Bill. There's nothing he can do about it now. He's either going to make do and win Indy with what he's got, or he's not.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, because they weren't coming in there even after he said he hit that thing.
Yeah. So Jeff Gordon picking up damage after running over some debris on the racetrack. You could see the hole in the lower right front part of his car. That last little run didn't seem to affect the aerodynamics. Question is, will it in this short sprint to the finish? Dale Jarrett chasing him. Elliott Sadler, a strong car all race, hanging with Gordon most of the day, fell back a little bit. Now he's trying to see if he can come from third to win this race.
There you see the spot right underneath the headlight on that right front corner, and as Wally says, it just doesn't seal the front of the racetrack the way it needs to, but I think he's getting a break. It probably would show up in 10 or 15 laps, maybe not in 8.
Or if he was behind another car.
Yeah.
He's got all the air on his car right now because he's the leader, and that is helping a lot.
Does Dale Jarrett think his best chance to win this race is to get Jeff Gordon right on this restart?
I would think so. You have to. The restarts are so important. So, yeah, I think everybody's going to be standing in their seat on the restart. Dave.
You agree with the 88 team. That's exactly what they've been talking about.
Well, here it is. Pace cars off. The 250,000 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway are all standing, waiting to see how the final miles of this race play out. Green flag with 8 laps to go.
You see a little mirror driving here, too, I bet. A little blocking.
Gordon pulls Jarrett by a car length. Harvick trying to get a couple quick spots in the 29.
Jeff Gordon holds serve on the start. 10 car lengths off turn 2.
Jarrett tried to defend his teammate Elliott Sadler, looking for second.
And there again, that's what Gordon wants. He wants those guys behind him racing.
I think if Elliott Sadler gets alongside the 88, he will let him go. I don't think that he'll race him that hard if he can pull up alongside and let the 38 see if he can catch the 24. But he's got to catch it, 88 first.
Jeff Gordon pulling away. The question is, when he punched that hole in that front air dam, did he damage a tire any? I'm sure something he's worried about. Victory at Indianapolis is so close.
He's worried about everything right now, Jeff Gordon.
I think so. He's been so dominant today. I tell you, his track record, what he's established, when you come down to a race and Jeff Gordon's got a sniff of a checkered flag and a trophy, there's just about nobody better at getting the most possible out of a car to try and get that win. For now, Elliott Sadler not able to do anything with Dale Jarrett for second. Jarrett not able to do anything with Jeff Gordon for the win. Just a little more.
He is trying so hard to find every ounce of speed that he can in this 88 car.
A 3-time Brickyard 400 winner leading a 2-time Brickyard 400 winner.
And right now, he's a little bit faster than Jeff Gordon. That could be important in case someone was to run out of fuel and lose a lap. They, in fact, lose a lap. They would finish the last car on the lead lap. Right now would be about 25th, 30th position.
Okay, what happened over there in turn 2? Jeff Gordon gets away on that restart, has his cushion. Caution comes out. Jarrett's got another shot.
Jeff Gordon's been having great restarts all day long.
Gordon has led 118 of 156 laps on the day, the most laps anyone's ever led in a Brickyard 400. The previous record, 117, by the man who's chasing him, Dale Jarrett. Going to be a few minutes of cleanup here. We'll come back. More green flag racing to come in the Brickyard 400. Jeff Gordon has been in command most of the day, but it's not over yet.
No, it's got to be the best restart of his life, and it's got to be the best restart for him in his life.
Curious if any crews are a little nervous about fuel with some pending overtime looming ahead, Bill.
Just the one still in the race, I think. You're the only one. I talked to Robbie Loomis. He wouldn't give me an exact number, but after talking to him, I'm thinking, 164 to 166. So 4 to 6 extra laps, if that's what we're going to start calling them. Dave.
That's about what they're thinking in the 88 pit as well, Bill. This is an extended, well, it's about the window for everybody under good
faster, let him go.
But BP, you always say that about your teammate.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm faster than you. Just get by.
It's a teammate thing.
Let me go.
It's a teammate thing, huh?
Then I think I got a shot of winning.
They stopped with 35 to go, and they've had 12 laps of caution. I would think there's a little margin there to give everybody some small comfort. Jeff Gordon trying to win a fourth Brickyard 400. Remember the first one? 1994, August 6th, 23 years, 2 days old. Jeff Gordon winning the first non-Indy 500. Auto race held here. Did it again just a couple of years later.
See, that ends on the caution flag.
1998. And then in 2001, Gordon becoming the first three-time winner of the Brickyard 400. By then, the tradition of kissing the bricks had been started by Dale Jarrett. And Gordon puckered up. Imagine, think about this now, the concept here. We're working hard all day long, spending thousands and thousands of dollars, and I want to go kiss a brick that's all covered in oil and rubber and gasoline and...
The best brick you'll ever kiss.
I guarantee. Jeff, a three-time Brickyard 400 winner.
164, 165. Now, race is going to be over. Once they get the green flag and come back around, it's going to be over.
Right. And just keep in mind, under these rules, once the leader has taken the white flag, if the caution comes out, race over, field frozen, done.
But right now, if they take the green, there's a caution flag on the first lap. They could extend it because we haven't gotten to that 160. So, yeah.
Carol Bickford, Jeff Gordon's mother, looking on.
And John, his stepdad, who has been so instrumental in Jeff's success in auto racing.
John standing right behind.
She looks very nervous. He looks pretty cool.
Well, he's been in this position with Jeff many times before.
How many thousands of races do you think he's been at with Jeff over the years? Well, here it is.
Yep.
Fans on their feet still.
And all these guys got to make good restarts. This is your last shot.
Jeff Gordon spent much of his late childhood years in Pittsboro, Indiana, not far from this racetrack, running open-wheel cars, making his career before his career took a turn towards NASCAR. This racetrack, one of those he very much considers a home speedway. The crowd here very much Jeff Gordon partisans. He and Dale Jarrett going to try and settle the Brickyard 400 over a two-lap sprint.
88 looked like he was laying back there at first.
He was, and I think Jeff kind of didn't start when he was supposed to, so he'd take that advantage away. There's Junior driving to the inside of the 9 of Casey Kane. He got a great restart to Junior, but now, did Jarrett get that start? Looks like Jeff Gordon, once again, got a terrific restart.
Casey Mears on pit road, flat left front tire at this restart. Whoa, blocking going on there.
Big time blocking.
Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart. That's for 6th place. Not often you see somebody all the way down at the white line on the backstretch here at Indy.
White flag this time. Just one more lap for Dale Jarrett to catch him.
24 just pulls out.
Dominant car all day. Now 1 lap away from a Brickyard 400 win. Jeff Gordon takes the white flag.
Now Elliott is going to do everything he can to make a move on the 88.
Who's off the pace? That's Ricky Rudd. Ricky Rudd with a right front problem. So far, green flag remains out. And they'll race the final half lap back to the checkered flag.
Look at all the blocking going on back there. Who's that blown up?
Somebody's blown up in the back. I believe it was.
It is Mark Martin.
Not again.
Elliott Sadler trying his teammate for second. That's all it's going to be, is for second spot. Caution flag is out. The race is over. Jeff Gordon wins the Brickyard 400 for a fourth time. A dominating performance today by Gordon.
Doing it, guys. You guys are awesome. Great job, driver. Great engines, in-house, everybody. Awesome job. Thanks, Rick.
Robbie Loomis congratulating his team. Jeff Gordon led.
Buddy, we do it together. We're all the man on this team. I'm telling you what, Hendrick Motorsports is so awesome. Thank you, guys.
As Rick Hendrick talking to Jeff. Jeff Gordon led 124 of the 160 laps today. He turned 33 on Wednesday. Happy birthday. Marty?
Robbie Loomis, this is the big one. You won the Brickyard 400. How does it feel?
It's incredible. First of all, I got to tell you what, I got to thank God. This one's for Pop. I know he's watching over, so we hit the debris down there. We needed a caution lap 124. The way everything worked out today, I can't say enough about Hendrick Motorsports and the job that everyone does. The engines were incredible. Ken Howes, Randy Dorton, Rex Stump. I could go on, but hello to Mary Hendrick at home, Rick's mom. I know she's at home, and hopefully everybody's feeling better, but just a great day for DuPont Chevrolet. We're really glad to be in Victory Lane.
I talked to Jeff this morning. He said he didn't think the car was that good. What did you guys do to this thing to make it that dominating?
Well, we didn't sleep last night. I tell you, Brian White and myself, we looked through the notes, and Joe, just such a team effort. Steve Letard, I could go on and on about these guys. It's just an incredible day. We just got to keep digging. Yesterday, the first practice, I was really sick. The car was terrible. We about weren't talking. It was so bad. Worked on it, got better and better. Right now, I'm going to kiss those bricks.
There you go. He's got a date with some mortar. He's going to go kiss some bricks.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. also had problems on the last lap, along with Mark Martin. Both of them lost finishing positions. Jeff Gordon, all his way today. He stops on the yard of bricks, and he's climbing out of the car to salute the hometown fans. Listen to the crowd.
Wish they'd show some emotion, BP.
yeah, boy. Come on. Show us how happy you are.
That's what this race means to people. That's right there.
This is so good.
That looks like our Chevy winning moment. How about that? Chevrolet congratulating Jeff Gordon and the number 24 Monte Carlo team on their big win. No cars dominated Cup racing like the defending manufacturers champion, Chevrolet and American Revolution. Look at that smile.
That's right. Acknowledge those fans, Jeff. How good is that?
Jeff Gordon has won the Brickyard 400 for a fourth time. He'll head toward Victory Lane shortly. We'll talk with him there in a moment. Jeff Gordon with his fifth victory in 2004. Hey, let's not wait for Victory Lane. You in the middle of that, Bill?
I made my way in here. A lot of handshakes, high fives, congratulations. Jeff Gordon has climbed out of the car, still parked on the yard of bricks. It took 66 years to get the first four-time winner of the Indy 500. You won this one 4 times in 11 years. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. What an amazing week it's been, and just an awesome year for Hendrick Motorsports, this entire team. That yard of bricks right there is so special, and it just feels so incredible. And this guy right here, and
car owner Rick Hendrick is here. You know this means a lot to these two guys.
I tell you what, today's for Pop. This guy right here, Robbie Loomis, what an amazing job, man.
I thought you guys weren't even talking to each other yesterday in that first practice session.
We were talking, but you didn't want to know what we were saying. But what a just great effort, man. I'm so excited.
This way.
Woo! Yes.
How about the debris you hit, Jeff?
Oh, I thought it was all over, man. I saw Martinsville flash in front of my eyes again, and I thought we were done. And I hated it for Matt Kenseth that he hit it because he had a strong car. He was coming on, so it was going to make a heck of a race out of it there, and I was able to hold those guys out there at the end. But I want to thank DuPont, Pepsi, Lay's, GMAC, Chevrolet, Haas, EDS. Who else do I have to thank? But it's just an amazing day to win at this speedway. I can't even describe the emotions going on right now. It means so much to have the support of all these people here. I don't get cheered very often, and it's awesome to hear these cheers here in Indianapolis. Just a very special week and day for me and this entire team.
Just one more quick question. Had that piece of debris been there for a while, Jeff?
As far as I was concerned, it was there longer than it should have been because I hit it. It was just right in the groove. I don't know what it was, but it was big. I ran it over. I thought we were done. I thought it got the right front and the fender, and then I looked at my mirror and it looked like Matt had gotten it too. So, man, I don't know how we pulled that one off.
You're gonna make out with the bricks?
You bet, absolutely.
Jeff Gordon wins. Dave?
With Dale Jarrett now at the beginning of the race, or before the race actually, you told me you could win. Are you disappointed with second?
Well, yeah, you always want to win, but Jeff had the best car, and congratulate him on a great run.
24 was strong all day. I got to congratulate Jeff Gordon on his 4th Brickyard.
Today, and we check the final standings as Jeff Gordon and crew drift their way toward victory lane from the Yard of Bricks. Gordon with his 4th win here at Indianapolis in his 5th race in 2004. So the Brickyard 400 is over. Jeff Gordon is about to receive the winner's trophy, and next Sunday, the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series is on to the road course in Watkins Glen. We're on TNT, starting with Discover Card Countdown to Green at 1:30 Eastern. All new Dateline tonight on NBC at 7/6 Central, followed by Law & Order Criminal Intent and Crossing Jordan. Dominance today at Indianapolis for Jeff Gordon. He wins the 2004 Brickyard 400.